Guys, yet another week of English Premier League football, and Manchester United is going up against Crystal Palace at Old Trafford in what is our 28th game of the English Premier League season. Who are we? Manchester United. Now, of course, we all know that the game against Everton, it was not our best performance. But one thing we know about good teams is they find a way to win. And on that day, Manchester United found a way to win. Now, one important thing to mention about that match and the goal was that now our new signing is like combined to score that goal. Very important. The quality of players we bought in the last window are the players that combined together to get us the winning goal. And it's not just that. We saw certain elements that day. He even won the player of the match. We saw absolutely amazing performance from our goalkeeper, saving long range shots, being a presence in the box, even though Everton, they were trying to fight us. Got a lot about the corner kick. They had 10 corner kicks in that game. And it was mostly the Arsenal tactics. They were fighting with our defenders. Our keeper was like 3 meters behind the goal line, 3 meters behind the goal line to be able to come and save those corner kicks. And we saw a performance of a team that was not playing at its best, was still able to cover the result. And that was to the quality of the players that we have signed in the seasons to come. Now we have to give us the props and the credit they deserve, because now they enter the window, now they source those players, and now they spend the money to get those players. So first of all, we have to give them their props. Now, going up against Crystal Palace is not going to be an easy game. Of course, we won them in the first game. Goals from Mason Mount and Sesko, and our performance on that day was still not the best. But since then, we don't change coach. And in the past 6 matches, we have seen a different tempo to our performances, of which if you're Manchester United fan all over the world, we're excited now to watch Manchester United play games. Now, if you're watching my channel for the very first time, you're a Manchester United fan, you're a football fan, please hit the subscribe button, because this is your one-stop Manchester United football channel that's going to give you unfiltered reactions about football. Now, if you like my videos and you want to see more of this content, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button. It will enable others to see the videos. People, your friends and family and loved ones go also see the channel, and the community will continue to grow. Please, I'm on my way to 1,000 subscribers. I really need your help, so please do hit the subscribe button. Now, this video I'm going to be giving you my pre-match analysis, my predicted 11 as well as my predicted scoreline going into this game. Of course, we don't see Michael Carrick over the past few games. He has gone undefeated. I think 1 draw, and that was the West Ham game. And it's not because we have not played tough opponents. In fact, our easiest game have been against the toughest opponents. And when we play against this low block team like we're going to see for Crystal Palace, we have found it hard to break them down and naturally score goals. So, by all means, going up against Crystal Palace, it's not going to be an easy game. But we know now that we have individual players in our teams that can take the game. And we saw Sesko, that finish. And also, we have to give it to Sesko, because he has come in as a sub for at least 3 games and he has decided the game. That's a very, very promising thing when you play for Manchester United. And you could also hype up the player. You saw what happened when we scored that late goal against Everton now. Our players, the energy and things like that, but they give them the confidence to go on the field and deliver. This was the 11 that we saw that played the last game, and I don't think there are going to be a lot of change in this game, because we don't have any new injuries to our squad. I think so. I think one of our players limped off in the last game. I've forgotten who. But I think we're literally going to see almost the same squad we saw in the last game. And of course, we know what happened. It was the sub of Benjamin Sesko coming in that actually eventually won the game for us. Now, even in that game against Everton, we found it hard to create. Of course, because Everton were also getting behind the ball. They made it hard for us on the day to create opportunities. They made it hard on the day for us to have a lot of possession, especially in that second half. First half, we had more of the ball, but in the second half, we did not have a lot of the ball like they did. They had more of the possession of the ball, and I thought that is one thing we have struggled in the months before, but the difference in this game was that we were able to stock in and still get the win. Now, Bruno Fernandes, Amad Diallo, Mbeumo, and Cunha. Yes, we were able to win the game from that spectacular from Cunha to Mbeumo and then Sesko scoring the goal. But largely in that game, we did not see a lot of Mbeumo. There was not a lot of opportunities for Mbeumo. Amad Diallo was not able to actually dribble and displace his man. So we cannot create the same level of opportunity we created against the Man Cities, the Arsenals, and even the Liverpools. We did not create. Why? Because they were playing a low block. And I think every team, I'm yet to see a team this season that has not struggled playing against a low block. Like I've said in the previous two matches, versus West Ham and Everton, if we are going to be able to conquer, like not just win the match, be able to perform well against teams in low block, we are going to need our best players in Bruno Fernandes to get a lot of the ball. Like we have seen in the game against West Ham and Everton, Bruno Fernandes has to be coming deep here to at least get the ball, because the middle here, they will make it so tight and stuffy that in order to get possession of the ball, you as the attacking midfielder need to drop deep, and we need to find a way to do better. Now, in the games against the teams like Arsenal and teams like Manchester City, they are not going to play low block. Actually, there's going to be room for you in the middle of the pitch because the team are going to be trying to score you. So Bruno Fernandes is going to have spaces in the middle here to accept the ball and probably play a through pass. Now, for me, I think the result or the solution to this problem is one-touch bounce passes. Now, I know it's going to be a lot tighter playing against these bottom team sides or these bottom table sides, but we need to find and create means and positions where we will have our players playing these bounce passes. We saw it against Arsenal, against Manchester City. These bounce passes will allow us to create more opportunity. And I have to also mention one thing. We have missed Patrick Dogu playing in this wing. Cunha is not an out-and-out winger, whether you like it or not. Cunha likes to come inside here. And what does that do for us? It means Luke Shaw is going to be the one that occupies this whole position of the field when we are attacking. And what we have seen with when Patrick Dogu is playing the position is that him and Luke Shaw are sometimes going to switch. Luke Shaw is going to be ahead and Patrick Dogu is going to be here. But if Cunha is playing that wing, you are not going to see that happen. You will only see Luke Shaw maintaining that place, and that has been part and parcel of why we have not been able to actually create since Patrick Dogu injured from this wing. Now, another way to do it is to have Mbeumo play that position and play Sesko in the attack. But so far, Michael Carrick has not opted for that solution. Now, we have seen Sesko obviously coming as a sub and create and score goals. But the one I'm looking forward to seeing is Benjamin Sesko starting. Now, the thing about it is, when you get winning method, I'm not going to ask you to change it. So going into this game against Crystal Palace, I'm not going to say the manager is to start Benjamin Sesko when coming in as a sub is obviously working. But I think that is actually something we are going to have to try, especially against these teams that play low block. Like I said, for now it's working. Go with what is working. Benjamin Sesko, it can always come as a sub if somehow into the second half we have not been able to score, which we saw in the game against Everton. He was brought in, I think, in the 56th minute. That means he was brought in early enough to have an impact. And even until he scored that goal, he really did not have an impact in the match, but he scored at the end of the day. Now, this match, like I said, is not going to be an easy match because Crystal Palace, we don't see Glasner team. They're going to make them tough in the middle and they're going to expect their attacking players to get the best of us. And this, for the past 7 matches, Crystal Palace have not been in form. So if you ask me, do we stand a greater chance of winning this match than we did against West Ham and Everton? Yes, we did. Yes, we do. But the thing about Premier League is that you cannot underrate anybody because you can go and underrate Crystal Palace and not going to give your best on that day and they will just shock you. Every team in the English Premier League have that shocking mentality. They can shock you on the day if they stand up. But one thing is for sure, in the past 5 games, we have seen a much more Manchester United that they do the basics correct. I not really find big faults for our players. Like, I've been somebody complaining about Casemiro on the ball during the Ruben Amorim, but when you play 4-3-3, you don't get to see that the side of Casemiro that does not have the covering of ground, because there are more bodies in the midfield and they can share this responsibility of marking, of which I have also seen Casemiro perform a lot better, because there are a lot of people around him, so little more space for him to cover. Even Kobe Mino has been better, because the truth about Kobe Mino is he's better in short spaces, intricate passes, short. He's not a player that is good when you want him to carry the ball in long distance or play long range passes. But when it comes to doing something close to each and every player, moving the ball, close proximity with his players, is an amazing player. Like, for me, if we are going to win this game, like I will say it, our attacking players are the ones that are going to have to deliver. Amad Diallo is going to have to beat his man if we are going to create opportunities. Bruno Fernandes, they are going to have to find a way to give him the ball in these positions of the field if we are going to create opportunities in that game. Now, Crystal Palace are not in good form, but they still have players like Watkins in their team that can play a pass that is going to destroy you. Of course, when they are going to be playing on counter attack on the day, I am happy that our team over the past few games we have been performing a little bit more solid in the defensive areas, and I hope it continues. Like in the last game, Lenier was not at his best. He was not. In the first half, he was struggling. Second half, there was a much better performance. The one that we should give more credit to in the last game was San Elements, because I thought it was totally amazing. Now, like I said, Crystal Palace are not going to be a pushover at all. They are going to make the middle so compact. They are going to make it difficult for us. They are going to attack as a team. But now we have a much better individuals in our squad to win this game. So for me, for the predicted scoreline going into this game, I'm going to give you the Manchester United 3, Crystal Palace 1. Of course, I am more confident than I was in the West Ham and the Everton game that we are going to win this game. But then again, the English Premier League. Now, I want you to let me know in the comment section, what is your predicted scoreline going into this game? Please do not forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. I'll see you in more videos to come.